Coming up, an NFL matchup that only happened 15 times since their first clash in 1972. Get ready for the latest chapter of the Bears and Raiders, next on EA Sports.
NFL football has come to Southern Nevada as we are in the menacing new Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. The atmosphere here, electric. No matter the venue, the home folks love their silver and black. They are fired up as their Raiders get set to face off with the Chicago Bears. Hi again, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. They come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right?
Strap in, this will be a good one. 2 one-loss teams getting together as they're underway on EA Sports. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Carr now on first down. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam. Oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now Carr. The connection made. It's Graham. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. 2nd and 2. Now Carr. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Montez Sweat. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And the Raiders pick it up. Bring it. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice there's such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever.
And this will be a touchback as Grant opts now to return it. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. Throwing on first down is Carr. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Here's 2nd and 10. They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Now the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Carr. Throw left side complete. That's Robinson. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. Leading him out, the rookie from Ohio State at 22 years of age, it's Justin Fields.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
First carry for Josh Jacobs.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive, INT. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Raiders pick it up. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. Well, that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You know, you force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well. Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better. Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 15 carries, 67 yards, and a touchdown. And they love what they've gathered him. He's the number 4 rusher in the league right now, so you know that you have to account for him on defense, which means you can play complementary football as well. They've got his man complete. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. A give. This is Montgomery. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. To throw his car. Robinson's got it. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Throwing now is Carr. And Graham's got it. Complete. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. 3 catches now this afternoon, the same number he had all of last week. Also, it's a 1st down. Now Carr. Touchdown! It's complete. Allen Robinson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears have cut it to within a score.
As they began this last drive, things weren't exactly looking up for this offense. But after what they just did, putting the ball in the end zone, that took them away from the brink of possibly being knocked out of this game.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. Now to return it, here's Kenyon Drake. And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Eluding the pressure right. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Fields got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 22 yards on the catch and run. A first down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line. Fields. Flush to his right. And this one's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Fields. Got a man, it's Darren Waller. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. Throwing again is Fields. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with the referee. I think you'd agree that looked like the right call from up here.
No doubt about it. What everyone has to understand is that the officials are going to be right on the play each and every time. You may not like the call, but they're usually spot on.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And Jacobs, I don't think is going to get there, no. It appears they're going to mark him short of the first. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. They go with Jacobs. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. CD, there didn't seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, partner, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively because to me, they looked like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation. The 3-4, fine between the 20s, but not down here when you're guarding your end zone.
Carlson now to add the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minutes. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
On first down, Carr. And that is incomplete.
The scoreboard tells a story for him, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
On second down, Montgomery. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Mullen. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. This offense thankful, I'm sure, to have the football back, but also, Charles, after a long drive of their own, they've got to be a little weary.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and what you have to do to combat it, try and get fresh legs in where you can, especially the skill positions. And then for the offensive line, instead of attacking, maybe slow the tempo down a little bit. Let them catch their breath.
75 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. Well, every quarterback, especially a rookie quarterback, loves to have plays like that from a guy running the ball.
Takes a lot of pressure off the youngster, doesn't it? He doesn't have to throw the ball in bad situations.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It's Khalil Mack that time, shooting in there to get him to the ground. After the sack on first down, Fields dancing to his left. Over toward the sideline for Waller. And he'll be out of bounds. 75 yards receiving for him now. And it's a first down.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense...
And now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal. Fields now to throw. Touchdown Raiders! Darren Waller, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. Carlson on for the PAT. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. And these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
If they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. And off comes to Montgomery.
Yeah, he'll walk free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's fourth down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. Fielded at the 43. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over. And here comes a big tight end as he gets set for this next drive. And we peek at some of his work from this game where he's nearing 100 yards.
And haven't we gotten pretty close in this game nowadays in the NFL to almost taking labels off of the tight end position? These guys now can be the #1 option in an offense, and that never used to be the case. So now how do you even match up with them? Cornerback, safety, linebacker, all three will have deficiencies against the best tight ends in the game.
On first down, Drake escaping a tackler at the 25. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
On first and 10, here's Fields.
Steps away to his left. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
A shotgun snap, Fields.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown.
Justin Fields.
As the first half is winding down. And the Raiders would extend their lead here just before halftime.
We saw so much of this last year at the college level, but there you go. His first rushing touchdown as an NFL quarterback.
And with the speed he has, we certainly know it won't be his last, because that's something that aided him very well, as you mentioned, at the college level. It's something he's going to carry over, and they'll make it a big part of their offense.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Derek Carr getting set and ready to go again on offense here. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark.
Well, so far he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that second touchdown now.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll start up in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Russell Wilson leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, we take the long trip back across the country, then across the pond. Check out the action in London. And they were winners in their ball game as they were able to handle the visiting New York Jets. Matt Ryan, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville, see what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And they were losers in that one as they fall to the visiting Tennessee Titans. Ryan Tannehill, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. Taken at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And they must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep because they've gone deep.
Words or buzzwords, whatever, vertical stretch. deep passes, go routes, right? What's that route you love? What's that route you love? Four verts. All of it working because they're able to find ways to get deep and for him to show off that big, big arm.
We see some of that big arm right here. He has been great. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Nice sharp run there by Kenyon Drake, and he's awfully tough to get on the ground. And how about this Raiders backfield? It's certainly not lacking for punch, having signed Drake this year and already having Josh Jacobs in the backfield. Now, Drake, he's never had a 1,000-yard season, but last year in Arizona was his best yet. 955 yards and 10 rushing touchdowns, plus he can catch it swinging out of the backfield.
Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
Rolling to his right. And he will find his man Ruggs. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. That's caught by Waller out left side. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Darren Waller, a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Raiders take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there sometime, actually.
I mean, you think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Carr now to throw. It's caught outright by Graham. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Carr. And quickly into the hands of Robinson. Touchdown, Chicago! Allen Robinson with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Bears claw one back. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
Yeah, and this is one of the best runs you'll see. A lot of times on these long touchdowns, you'll say he gets into the end zone untouched, but not here. He fought his way through contact, and it barely even registered, and he just continued down the field all the way to the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. Santos with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Play action. It's Fields. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. And he'll find Ruggs on the right side. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's another first down on what will be a gain of 21 yards. They'll fake the handoff, now Fields. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On play action, Fields. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. 2nd and 4. They could still get a first down without scoring. Off play action. Fields. Forced out to his left. Oh, this is going to be caught along the sidelines. Probably shouldn't have been caught. He's going to lose yardage there. And things got a little dicey there as soon as he exited the pocket out to the left.
And he ends up throwing it for no yardage gain. I don't know about you, but my high school coach, John Ford, if he saw a ball in the air and you got no yards out of it, he would have had a stroke.
And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Chase Claypool, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Raiders pick it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The Raiders heading. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. So after the fumble recovery, it's Carr. Caught by Montgomery. Touchdown, Bears! David Montgomery with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bears get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Meanwhile, field's slow, complete here to Waller. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground. And now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
3rd and 2, Fields. And he's got it. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Darren Waller from 17 yards out. And the Raiders look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. He's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes. Carving them up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down. Now Carr. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Carr. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And the Raiders have recovered. And I don't know that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Chase Claypool, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Raiders are closing in on a 4-1 start as they extend their fourth quarter lead. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the fourth quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like fourth quarter, and the QB is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly
right.
Like
that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Carr now on first down. The connection made. It's Graham. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. The Bears on the move. They've got another first down. Shotgun now for Carr. Caught out left side by Robinson. And he's taken down inside the 30. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11. Again, it's Carr. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. And despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. To throw again on second down. Carr. And Graham's got it. Complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A good pickup there at 22.
Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19.
Montez Sweat, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. Santos now to add the PAT. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. Now after the touchdown here, Santos to kick this one away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now defensively they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And he's got the hook up to Ruggs.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. That one looks like he'll throw here. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now.
Now it's Fields.
And he will find his man Ruggs. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Carlson now to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Now Allen Robinson and company gearing up to go again on offense.
Well, this defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while.
3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him, bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that a mid-game trade is going to happen, but good thought. To throw again on second down. Carr. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. Throwing his Carr on third down. And he finds his tight end, Graham. Oh, and now some space to operate. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain of 37.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
Carr to throw again. He finds his man, complete. That's Grant. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. And this one is incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these